It was fun. It was a lot of fun. It was very fun hockey with a lot of great players out there. So makes it for a good game.
How did that compare to your expectations going in? Because a lot of people weren't sure what to expect, the intensity and everything. But how did that compare to what you were thinking going in?
I think it exceeded everyone's expectations. Fans and us players, obviously everyone knew that everyone was very excited to go there and play, but the intensity, the high pace of hockey that was played, I think it was a lot of fun to play in, and as a fan, obviously fun to watch as well.
Obviously it's probably a little different than any other tournament you competed in, just best on best. Did that kind of make you think that's going to help you in the long run, Lucas, or even in the short term here? The intensity and just the experience you gain there?
Yeah, obviously it's a huge part of it. Not only the games, but just being around the guys. I said it feels like it's 23 leaders in every locker room, so it's kind of fun to see how everyone manages their game and the guys speak up. So obviously a lot of fun and makes you want more and look forward to these tournaments.
To be a little that caliber of players and then still make the kind of impact that you did, what does that do for your confidence as you get back here now into the season?
It's obviously fun, right? You always want to play good and make the impact that you can, and you always want more as well, right? Like you take away the good stuff and keep wanting to get better and make an even bigger impact.
It's kind of frustrating, guys didn't even have a regulation loss and didn't even get into the championship that way.
Yeah, that's for sure, right? But at the same time, we only won one game, so we knew we had to win at least two, and unfortunately that didn't happen. But the games were unreal. I think everyone was very excited. I said first game against Canada is probably one of the coolest games I've played, if not the coolest, with everything going around and then just all the skill on the ice. So, like I said, it just makes you want more.
Did you run into Dylan on the ice, or were you guys ever same shift or anything like that?
No, I think we were on the ice twice, same time, and neither of them we got into any contact, unfortunately. It would have been fun to get in a little board battle with him, but no, just for him as well, seeing how he played, it's unreal to watch, and can't wait to have him back here.
How much does this kind of even further increase your anticipation for next year at the Olympics?
Yeah, for sure. I think we got a small taste of it here. It's this intensity in a short tournament like this is only 4 games. I think if you look at it in an Olympics and all the same players can be there, I think it'll be an unreal tournament, and obviously everyone knows what's at stake.
What did you think watching Dylan in his tournament, how he played for the U.S.?
He played great. It's nothing surprising though. I see Dylan every day. I play with him, so. But to see him do that on the big stage, I think he was, probably one of the best players in the tournament, definitely on his team. So, it's a lot of fun. Very happy for him, and obviously would have loved for him to get a win.
Was playing that high level of hockey just had you poised to come in now, get the rest of the season going, and obviously a very important stretch run coming up here?
Yeah, it was an unreal experience, but at the same time, I said that it's really nice to be back, just being with the guys again, getting to put it on the winged wheel. It's nice to be back, and I think I'm even more excited for what's to come now. Just excited to get back, ready for tomorrow, and take it from there.
What do you expect the transition back into regular season games to be like after playing at such a fast-paced, intense in-season tournament?
Yeah, it'll be good. Pace out here every night is pretty high as well, so it'll be similar. Obviously, maybe a couple guys coming back a little rusty, obviously after a break, and maybe not have that, but otherwise than that, I'm just excited to get going again with the guys.
Is there anyone you got to play with that you were really impressed by, or you were really excited to kind of get the chance to play on a team or a line with?
Yeah, I played a lot with Jesper Bratt, and really impressed with this game. He was a fun player to play with. just the way he uses his speed and vision and skill set. So he was great to play with.
That's right. Perfect. Thanks.
Thanks.
Todd, do you still anticipate, I mean, Dylan will be available tomorrow for the game?
Yeah, we haven't heard otherwise. Played really well, didn't he? Because we'll start with that instead of whether he'll play or not. But he played really well. He looked like he was really confident, as did Razor. But obviously the most current game is Dylan's, and worked his way up the lineup and was a factor in all facets of the game. So we do expect him back here ready to play tomorrow, and going to end up playing like 5 games in 7 nights, so we'll have to find him some rest.
Is that going to be a little difficult, Todd, for them emotionally or whatnot? When you're playing at that type, those games everybody was talking about it, just the intensity, and now you're going into, NHL
Routine.
regular.
I think only he can answer that. I can try, and I think it's human nature that it does change a little bit. But we have to create our own excitement here, our own energy, and he and Razor play on the top line, top power play. Dylan wears a C. I don't expect anything other than his best, and I think he'll deliver.
You talked about how good he looked. What can that do to have a performance in that kind of environment for a player to kind of, I guess, whether it's confidence or something else, as they get back now?
Well, you always wonder, or at least I believe you always wonder, where you fit in. Like, you kind of know where you fit in on your own team, and if you happen to sign with somebody else or get traded, you figure out where you're sitting on the bus with that team. But where do you sit worldwide? And clearly he's one of the best in the world, in my opinion, anyhow. And he now knows that. He's been, I think, the last opportunity maybe for him at the international level was perhaps with Team North America when we were there. And those were just a bunch of kids. They didn't even know what was going on. It hit them, and they played hard and left, and probably thought that was going to happen every year. Here we are 10 years later, or 9 years later, and he's getting his next chance. So I think it could help him immensely.
What stood out to you about Lucas's performance on a team that was as talented as Sweden was?
Well, his game that we see here on a regular basis transferred to that type of environment. And I think anytime that happens, that's a real good thing. At least, again, in my opinion, from what I saw. Sometimes players go and try and do too much, or they're afraid of the stage and they don't want to make mistakes, so they shrivel up. That wasn't him at all. He skated, he shot the puck, he competed hard, does all the things that he would normally do here.
How much a tournament like that, and especially the way it ended in last night's game, how much do you think that's going to just grow the sport, just increase the excitement for the game?
Yeah, a good indication of that for me is I have people around our home right now putting in Wi-Fi and doing all that type of stuff, and they're talking to me, and they figure out who I am, and they talk to me, and they said, you know what, I'm not a real big hockey fan, but I heard this tournament's on, and they're aware of it, and they're asking questions, and they may not be normal, everyday hockey town fans, but when they're that inquisitive, it may lead to them coming to games or watching it on TV, but more importantly, their kids finding a way, or children finding a way to an arena to put skates on for the first time, just to play street hockey. I think that happens when these tournaments occur. You may drive through your own neighborhood and see some kids playing street hockey today that you haven't seen in months or years, and that's a good sign.
So what kind of scouting report did you give the Wi-Fi and stuff?
Just get my Wi-Fi up and running.
Did you watch last night?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so what'd you think? And then, secondly, were you at all surprised that he scored the game-winning goal then, McDavid? I mean, and what was it like coaching him, too? I mean...
It was an well. I'll start with that. It was an honor to coach him. Now I've been asked this so many times. When I talk about Connor, Leon, like a lot of the real good players, they're really good players, but they're great people. Connor's such a good human being. The way he treats everybody around him. There's nobody that he looks down on. He takes time out of his day to address the kids, to sign autographs. Wayne was around a lot when he was young, so I think he had good mentorship there. But he has to carry that burden that's real similar to what 99 had to. The game last night lived up to its billing. It was fast, it was hard. I thought they started with a real checking mentality. Nobody wanted to make a mistake. And then it opened up a little bit more. Goaltending. There's pitching in baseball and there's goaltending in hockey, and you need both to win. And Canada Bennington came up with a grade A game that certainly helped them. And Connor left alone in the slot. I don't know who it was that said, I don't know how arguably the best player in the world's left alone like that, but it happens. That's our game. It can happen real fast. Good.
Thanks.